Welcome back to Mad Time. I am Daniel Tension, joined as always by my good friend Zach Sayer. How you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing great tonight, Coach. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Watching some NHSCAs right before we came on here.
Yeah.
West Virginia's already got 2 All-Americans, so
taking care of business thus far. All of our one seeds holding strong so far. And,
yep, Dolan and Rake are both in the semis. Quarters are rolling right now as we record. We got quite a few in there. Kaler, Osborne, Wright, to name a few,
Naylor.
And there's still more. Yeah, Naylor, yeah. So
waiting on the girls to start.
Girls haven't even started yet. Yeah, they don't have
so-
brackets out yet. Kind of
yeah,
disappointing, but they should be starting really soon.
The one seeds. Like I
Got
said,
a bunch.
especially nice having 4 seeds.
Yeah, it's
down
nice.
There.
Well, we told everybody we
good
were
for
starting to get
Virginia.
more respect
Mhm.
nationwide, so it's nice to see the boys down there representing.
Yep.
And I know the girls are going to do the same thing.
Well,
So
and those 4 that we sent as ones are absolute hammers.
pretty good.
So I'm excited
Pretty
to
good.
see. Excited to see how they finish up down there at Virginia Beach. So,
Yeah. Doing well.
Yep.
Don't you have something to tell everybody?
Yeah. Want to give a big shout out to our partners, Chain Wrestling, Grant and Ethan. If you haven't got your mat time gear yet, go to chainwrestling.co. Use the code MATTIME22 for a 15% discount. That's got about a week or so probably left.
April 1st.
April 1st, yeah.
April 1st.
So quit stalling, all right? Get out and get your mat time
Stalling.
stuff. Send it in to us. We'll feature on our social medias with the mat time sightings. Chain Wrestling, join the chain. Created by athletes for athletes. Cultivated for the common. Apparel for the everyday grind.
Chain Wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah. I found my beanie.
I saw that. I like that. Yeah.
I found my beanie.
Love
of
the
course,
gray beanie.
I had to cut the beard down. You saw the chaos at the state tournament. That was too much going
Trim
on.
that down a little bit.
I had to take that down quite a few notches, actually. 5.5 inches I had to cut off. It's kind of sad, but it's way better.
It is what it is.
I didn't eat my beard in my soup the other night, which was a pleasant change.
That's always good.
Yeah, it is always good.
So
yeah, a lot of stuff's happened. A lot of stuff's happened.
We just want to go in kind of chronological order.
I don't know. Let's just dive in. Let's finish up the high school season.
Okay.
Because the big announcement came out, and Derek Wake
wins the
Dutton.
Justin Barty
runner-up.
finishes runner-up.
I think
congratulations to those guys.
Brent Sam said that was the 3rd time that they've had 1, 2.
There's a collection of data that he provided, or at least partial. That
He
was able to
commented on the
compile,
post,
so,
but it's
on-
cool seeing teammates do that. And they got it right.
They got it right.
I mean, if you look at the eye test alone, first off, unbelievable career. Heading to OU to wrestle. He's just became an All-American not 20 minutes ago. His national scene this year, both his losses came in 2 of the toughest tournaments in the country.
Ironman Powerade.
And Ironman, he wrestled back to get 3rd. And the Powerade, when you take with a grain of salt, because he was injured. The injury defaulted.
Yeah.
And he was winning that match when the injury occurred. So not saying he would have won, but and with Rake, it reminds me so much of Peyton Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, now Derek was both of them always very high level wrestlers, but Peyton made huge jumps. His biggest jump, I think, was sophomore to junior. Rake's biggest jump was junior to senior.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different kid than last year. I don't think junior Derek Rake could stay on the mat.
No, I don't think so.
With senior Derek Rake. It's insane.
I'm excited to see how that transitions to OU. I think honestly they got a steal.
They definitely got a steal.
The potential there is just
I know Stieber's really excited about him, but well-deserved award. They definitely got it right. Next couple of years is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, there's some interesting races.
Like way too early to talk about. You got Dolan and brothers, both seniors next year. Gage is going to be a junior, and Gage finished pretty high. I think in reality, it comes down to how's your national scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, it's cool that that's now the way we can start to separate.
Yeah. You can
who did better on the national scene that year.
The national scene and see. So, all those guys are down. They're down there now.
Yeah, wrestling. Right
so,
now.
They're building their resume, for the future to that's going to come in handy when they talk Dutton next year.
It's really cool to win the award, but I don't think any of these kids is goal.
No.
They're trying to get. They have
other goals.
They want to be the next Peyton Hall.
Yeah, they have other goals.
That West Virginia boy that AA's in NCAA Division I, which is a pretty smooth transition to talk about how the postseason has treated us, because it really treated us well. It started with Lanham.
Lanham, national champion.
At
Life University.
Then Colea goes and gets himself another
national
one.
champion at West Liberty, back-to-back.
Yeah, he wrestled incredibly well there. West Lib had a good tournament. AB got their first two All-Americans.
Davis and Elkins as well.
Both
programs had their first All-Americans, so that's big.
Which is awesome.
For Coach Bolin and Coach Gardner, so congratulations to them.
I thought the Division II tournament was another good tournament for our local schools, and then of course Leia going out there and winning it, just completely bringing pride to the northern part of the state for that. He was an animal.
Yeah,
he was an animal.
And then Peyton Hall following up and kind of cherry on top, getting 8th place there as a still a freshman.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Still a freshman.
Still a freshman. So.
Because he's going to he took advantage of the free year.
Excited to see, where he goes from here.
Yeah, and really, man, he was so close to getting into the top 6. Super close to getting 7th. I mean, he was on the edge the entire time. He's right there with the best. He's right there with them.
Let's be real though. That weight class,
tough.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
It was a tough weight class. I mean. Goodness gracious!
I mean, Hamidi got 7th.
Yeah, and he was considered a guy that could possibly win it as a 4 seed.
Yeah,
so
they thought he
that
could.
Really shows you. I mean, Amin.
Amin turned it on though.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Amin had a great tournament.
He did. He wrestled well.
I'm looking back at the brackets. I'm really kicking myself. Now, I'm not saying. And by the way, congratulations to the winners of the Pick'em. I caught a little heat for some of my picks because I didn't go Gable Stevenson because I wanted to bring a little bit of discussion to the table. And Carr obviously takes a tough loss on me there as my one. And I'm happy with my Kemmerer pick because he did what I thought he meant. Man, logic. I should have just taken a few extra seconds and said, hey, Griffith is the 5. This kid is a returning national champion. He may go do it again, and just kicking myself.
He was close, but congratulations to Luca Felix.
Yeah, Luca did it. He's down there wrestling. He's still alive. He's still alive as we're recording.
Second place finisher. We still have yet to actually identify. All I have is the email clutch269
respond
at hotmail.com
to the email,
and then our third place finisher, Coach Leggett from Wheeling Park.
Nice, congratulations, Coach.
All those guys I've already been in contact with.
Good deal.
To get them their stuff, and we're waiting on.
I would have been probably top 5. I had a pretty good weekend.
You were 5, 6, 7-ish. There was some towards the end of the.
How many entries did we have?
We had over 55. I think.
I'll
55
take
or 56 was
I'll take it because I didn't go with Gable.
Yeah,
I didn't go with Gable. My Ridge Lovett looked like a genius.
It did. The chain guys. Hey, those chain guys.
Chain guys did well.
Ridge Lovett, NCAA runner-up. Austin Gomez taking 4th. They're from Wisconsin, and Marcus Coleman from Iowa State taking
7th. He got 7th.
184 in a tough.
And Hilliger's coming back. He said.
Hilliger's back,
which didn't shock me. I felt like he should come back.
So he has unfinished business. He's a 3-time All-American. Will look to be a
rough
4-time.
year this year though.
Yeah, and heavyweight was a tough weight class, and
NCAA
Gable's gone, and there's a couple other guys that are gonna slide out of there, so things open up a little more for him, especially in the Big Ten, which is more important in the big scheme of things, just to be able to place a little higher in the Big Ten, get a little more favorable
draw
seed and draw there. So.
Well, we talk about how tough NCAA is, especially Division I. Let's just take a look. We had 3 West Virginians representing. Peyton was a blood rounder last year and gets on the podium this year. That's not easy to do.
No.
That's not easy to do because, it varies so much. And then, Amos, he's getting used to folk style again. And that's the long and short of it.
He wrestled well. He wrestled well in NCAAs, but had tough draws.
He lost late there in the second round of consos.
That was a tough weight class.
It is. It's tough wrestling,
deep.
Period.
Yeah.
There's no room for error.
No,
and,
not at all.
Man, Humphreys, you kidding me? Catching O'Connor in the blood round. Is that real life?
Yeah, that's just bad luck. You know what I'm saying?
It's just tough draw. And O'Connor, in my opinion, was horribly underseeded. Horribly.
Yeah, I think so too. Even with the,
I mean, he got eighth, but he medical forfeited.
Yeah,
after he won the blood round.
That came as a result of torn ACL and such.
Right.
Where that 11th he'd come from, but still, returning champion. It's
returning champ.
Probably needs to be a little higher than 11.
Right, like you're wrestling a defending national champ.
It is
there,
what it is.
And in reality, Humphreys wrestled him really well.
Yeah, Humphreys
lost by a point. I thought he wrestled well. He's tough on top, man.
Our West Virginia boys, I was impressed. Got to watch almost all their matches.
We'll have multiple. I'll go ahead and say it now. We'll have multiple AAs from West Virginia next year.
I agree.
Because, Humphreys was super close. And with a kid like Braxton, it's not going to take him long to get back into the flow of things.
No, he'll be.
He still had a really nice season. He had way more wins than losses. Yeah, this was his first go in Division I folk style.
Folk style, yeah.
And obviously, in high school he wrestled 220, which isn't a thing.
Yeah.
So he's probably getting used to the speed of these 97s because they're a lot quicker than the 220s were. He's going to get it put together.
Yeah,
he's going to figure it out. He's going to have a nice career. He'll definitely find the podium for sure.
Those three.
But 97's so deep.
Yeah, 97.
Because don't forget, Dean's back, and there's that Ferrari guy that didn't even wrestle.
Yeah, Ferrari will be back in the mix next year. So I'm
not going to be shocked if he decides to go heavyweight. He teased it last year, and now that Gable's gone, which is the most sickening thing ever. I was just hoping he would not take his shoes off.
I know it was tough to watch that, but what a career, and
incredible career.
I can't blame him in a way with all the money that's on the table. It's hard to turn that down.
Oh,
I think had Cassar not beat him, I think he maybe is around for another year
to try to catch 4
to get 4, but obviously didn't happen. So
I also wouldn't argue too much to see Braxton go get about 250 and go wrestle some heavyweight. I would not be opposed to that.
Yeah,
but heavyweights, it's not wide open because Kirk's still there and Paris is still there. Schultz is still there.
Schultz, yeah, that's a good.
Most of them are back.
That's gonna be really top heavy weight class there.
Well, and you're starting. Almost all of them are hybrids. Schultz is not a hybrid.
No,
he's an old-fashioned, big old.
True heavyweight, but Kirk.
He's a Greco monster
so
too.
Athletic, and Cassiope really transitioned his body, kind of from like a low tier old school to he's looking more
tightening it down,
like that more modified new school heavyweight. So that'll be interesting. But what was your favorite match from the NCAA's?
Oh, favorite.
There's so many good ones.
The entire tournament was unbelievable. It was just phenomenal.
Well, it's like we talked about the state tournament was one of the best.
Yeah,
we've seen. This was one of the best.
Oh, there were
NCAAs
upsets everywhere. Upsets everywhere. I hate to pick him because he was my pick, but are we talking finals or are we talking?
Anything in particular that stands out? I'll go ahead and say I thought the Stroshy Lewis match.
It finally caught up at the end.
Yeah,
I was talking with a few buddies during the tournament or during the finals, and I said this next one should be fire. Yeah. It should just be fireworks the entire.
It was a good match.
It was slow getting started, but the third period was incredible. I hate that they changed.
I'm not a big fan
of the ride time.
I don't like the ride time overtime winner.
Don't love it,
but and they keep changing it. So maybe
they keep changing
they'll
all
go
the time.
to something a little more favorable. I like.
Just keep them neutral until someone gets a takedown. I don't turn off the clock.
Yeah,
and just let them wrestle till someone gets a takedown.
Those matches would go on forever.
Upper weights probably be a little slower paced. Lovett sticking the 2. That was
big.
Phenomenal. Then he got himself a nice favorable draw. The Lee match, I thought he was just dominant as could be in the finals.
He looked good.
Well, Clark gave him fits early with that speed, and then it was just pure Nick Lee the whole rest of the way.
I'll tell you another good one was the Teamer Rob was good.
I was glad to see my boy Carr recovered.
Yeah, David wrestled an outstanding tournament.
Losing in the round of 16 and comes back and gets third.
Going on a run. And you knew
he won a bunch of 1-point matches.
You knew he would bounce back and do well there.
I was nervous about it when my seed gets knocked out like that.
Yeah, and you never know. You see all the time guys, high-end All-Americans drop one early and then they just kind of
Put
kind
her
of
out.
fall apart. I mean, Bonacorsi, a finalist last year, one of my picks, and then he, doesn't find the podium this year.
Old boy from Iowa.
Yeah. I mean,
Lost in sudden victory last
Yeah.
year in the finals and doesn't podium. I mean,
the Iowa guys kind of had a
they had
kind
a
of
rough go.
They kind of fell off there, and they're banged up and whatever. But
And even if you insert Lee there, they're not even smelling the team
no,
race.
they're not still not in the race. I mean,
No.
they're,
Michigan wrestled well. Penn State was just, goodness gracious.
I thought
They saved their best for last, to say the
I
least.
thought Northwestern wrestled a great tournament.
Deacon wrestled a great tournament, for sure.
Yeah,
Specifically.
I mean, coming out and winning the national championship. I mean,
at 157.
what a monster too. Arizona State wrestled well. They had a good tournament.
Yeah, they did.
Put together a
They
good
really
tournament.
did.
So I mean, they were
Hey, Princeton final 2.
Princeton final 2. Yep,
Which is impressive.
it is.
Which is impressive. And I know people wanted Suriano to get hit with one more stall and tied the match, but he controlled the entire match. He just got lazy at the end.
Glory. I thought he was gonna.
He had no offense for him.
Couldn't turn him. So
But that was like Lovett in the finals. Like, Yanni just controlled every aspect of wrestling.
Yeah, and I was hopeful that Lovett would come out and
Yeah, me too. I could have used the extra bonus points.
Took him to OT earlier in the year, but Yanni was absolutely positively pissed off at the way that he was wrestling.
Well, he was on it too. Yeah, his interview after semis.
Have some nuts interview. Like, I mean, the man was like,
Motivated.
you just knew. You knew. I mean, you knew what was about to happen. So he'll be looking to get his 4th next year, and I don't see it not happening.
He's gonna take somebody bumping up.
Yeah, and even then I don't
think anybody can.
He's in the driver's seat with that. So that'll be exciting to watch. Be the second Cornell 4-timer, and
Dake, if you didn't know, he was decent.
Then Carter Starosi on pace for 5, could be the first 5-timer now, especially with Ferrari. Not being able to compete this year. Those were the only 2 that had a opportunity.
Had a chance, yeah.
It was a great tournament. A lot of good storylines with the NCAA.
Oh, it was worth watching. It was 100% worth watching. I guess that really now takes us into our high school off season, which is again fully going right now.
Yeah, I mean you got NHSCA's kicking things off.
We got their duels.
Got the NHSCA duels. Later on.
Then it's a bunch of freestyle for a while.
Freestyle and
until September.
Yeah, in September there'll be
all the folk style tournaments.
Getting to Super 32 and getting to some preseason duels that are going to be pretty big.
Supers are in October, right?
Yeah, they're October. Yeah, so
hopefully these kids find a good primer before they have to go to that.
I think there will be an opportunity for some good little warm ups there. So it's going to be an exciting off season. There's going to be lots of stuff to cover. Our West Virginia guys and girls, for that matter, are really staying active. I wish
they had girls brackets right now.
Yeah,
it'd give us a lot more to talk about how they're drawn out.
Now
while we're recording, why don't you check some
defending,
brackets here real quick on Flow and see if
champion there on the girls' end.
See if we got any more results from those quarterfinals. When we had started recording, it was at 138 for sophomores and like 152 for freshmen. So we should be able to give some more information if we have any more All-Americans already, which I'm going to guess we will.
Let's see.
Yeah, right there. I'm going to point to them for you.
Good
folks
look,
at home.
Good looks, Big Dan.
The folks at home saw it.
Let's see here. Go to the brackets.
Man, that freshman 106 was loaded.
Yeah, it was. So
they're all down in the bottom, unfortunately.
So
95, I believe, was the
bracket. 95.
No results there.
Yet. Let's go to the sophomores. 170.
Wright should be on the mat right now. Needs to be wrestling it right now, which is exciting, folks. He's up 2-0 at the end of one.
Up 2-0 at the moment.
So there we go.
So, yeah,
that's what we know.
Yeah, that's
at the end of the quarters.
At the end of the first, on his way to hopefully secure that All-American
semifinal.
But yeah, I mean, from a mat time perspective, Big Dan, I got some big announcements coming soon, and
A lot of big guests
some
coming
big
too.
special guests coming soon.
Yeah, it's
so
gonna be really cool.
We can't quite tell you who those are just right yet. But be on the lookout the next
couple weeks.
Next couple weeks. Like I said, we're gonna
spring's a little busier. Spring's a little busier.
Spring's a little busier, but we'll still have plenty of content and plenty of we'll use this time to focus on the special guest opportunities that we have and
keep track of all these national events that we're at.
Like I said, there will be plenty of stuff, and you'll always see activity through the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're actually about to launch the Matt Time website as well.
Yeah, it's getting close.
So stay tuned for that. Like I said, Matt Time's everywhere. And that's how you get better with wrestling. Matt Time.
That's exactly right.
So it's an exciting time for Matt Time, and like I said, stay tuned for the big things coming.
Right in a wild scramble here. I got distracted.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we wanted to.
No points scored.
The Matt Time Awards.
Yeah, those are coming very soon too. Yeah,
those will come soon. So we'll have a nice little special episode for that. May have to get the old.
I'm horribly distracted about the scramble.
The old suit and tie out for the award.
Light some candles.
Light some candles. Get all the extravaganza out there. So
good scramble. Still neutral. 2-1 advantage for Wright with 44 seconds left in the second.
And
that's where we're going to leave you.
Guy, yeah. So, if you are interested in seeing how the NHSCAs are going at home, hop on Flow Arena. If you have a Flow account, you can watch.
Watch
the matches. So be sure to check those out. Check our socials. We'll be updating kind of everybody. As guys place with their All-American status. So
what place to get? I think we'll have a few finalists.
I think so as well. I'm looking forward to it. And
I think we'll have a few champs.
I think it's gonna be a good weekend for those boys and girls from West Virginia, over 70. So.
Yeah, we still got a lot left. Still a lot of
wrestling left to do. So.
All right, folks. Well, as always, thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Tinch.
And I'm Zach Sayre. You guys have a good one.
We'll see you around.